Hey, let's keep it simple today and just do an updated garden tour. How's that sound? The thing is, I might cough several times during this video. However, that sunset coloration is due to a storm rolling in. And tomorrow they close early, and they're closed entirely after that until Monday. So it looks like Monday evening is the soonest that I could go get tested. I haven't been anywhere except the allergist in a month, and I had this cough before that, so it would be weird if I were sick. I'm very confused, but it does look like Monday is the soonest I can find out for sure. Very, very happy with the updated stairs that I did get updated yesterday. Squishy. So down here, everything's pretty dormant, except the invasive plants and some garlic, which I don't know if the garlic is invasive or native, to be honest. There's species that are and species that aren't. But there's a bunch of garlic greening up there. That is a wild type hardneck garlic. But yeah, things are going well here. I do plan to keep cutting sidewalls and keep working on that project. Sorry about the wind. There is a storm coming that I do not plan to be bicycling in today at all. So, alas. I think it's just my allergies clearing out, but you know, everything going on these days, better safe than sorry in my opinion. So, that's the maypop's gone dormant. Pretty much everything except the goji berry and some invasives other than that have gone pretty dormant. I have seen that there's witch hazel blooming, and there's a few cuttings I do want to take and get settled into ground somewhere. Some of that is big branches of Saskatoon are supposedly supposed to be able to root, and generally they say root without assistance. So this plant down there, that needs that is something I would really like to and here's the compost pile that was under the birds and is now just meh. And I tried to use the piece of leftover hardware cloth to guard it, and it's not really working. So the next step is to probably use some of the rabbit hardware cloth, which is wire fencing stuff. That's hardware cloth, this stuff. It's not really quite big enough to make a good compost pile, you know? And the other thing I'm thinking is, through here, diagonally, this might be that, or maybe this direction, this might be a good place for a pond, because the water usually comes rushing down that path and then through the divertment that I had to dig real deep. It would be better, I think, to bring it here and see if I could get it to go that way, because right up against the patio, it's of course cracked the cement in a couple places, and that's no fun. Let's see if the Turkish rocket's still green in here. The water kind of pushed things around a little bit, but this brand new root of Turkish rocket immediately put out, yeah, a couple of leaves. There we go. Which is amazing to me. Say hi to the roosters. They're saying hi to us. We may as well say hi back. I do want to say, you know, in the summertime, outdoor quail have like no scent at all. But in the wintertime, because it doesn't dry out as quickly. Oh, my water glass stayed out. I hope it didn't have enough water in it to crack it. Eek. I gotta remember to bring that in. Jars are the precious right now. But yeah, when the winter allows their droppings to stay damp, they definitely have a much more aromatic quality to their droppings underneath the cage than in the summertime, which is the opposite of what you'd think, but it is still nonetheless probably good to share, good to know kind of thing. I wasn't smelling it when it was underneath their cage and like soaking in though. So if you had them over dirt instead of over catch trays, also known as cardboard on the ground, it probably wouldn't be as bad. I did finish yesterday after cutting several sidewalls. I decided to move a bunch more wood chips around because I am, you know, no longer amused by falling on the cardboard. And I'm really fascinated too, because in the summertime, again, seasonal differences. In the summertime, this hurts my little bare feet, and I'm out here in my bare feet a lot. The fresh wood chips often have new sharp pieces on them, and it's nice to put cardboard over them when I'm in bare feet in the summer. But once there's cold and freezing and snow, those cardboard get really slick, and there's really no helping falling on your butt. Even if you're a cross-country skier and really know how to keep your footing, it's still going to be a KO kind of moment. So I put thin wood chips here because I really want this water to shed quickly. I don't want this to be anything more than just like grippers. And you can already see that the overflow has kind of made like a little channel through it and pushed the wood chips away. But then once it gets here, this is 2 foot deep of wood chips right here. So it's sinking way, way in. As we come around, you can now see that there's deep, fresh wood chips the whole way up. And I'm really hoping that this will encourage the wine cap spawn to start to spread really, really good. I need to do the same thing over here, but as I just mentioned, I actually want to make like a swale trench with a slight tilt to it, all the way from the side of the retainer wall over there, right there, through. I want to make this real deep so that it draws more water away from my house. It can then divert here and choose that path, which will take it here and then there, or choose this path and underneath this rock right here. I actually need to top off the wood chips, pick up the rock, top off the wood chips, put them back down, because underneath that rock right there, that is again a 2.5 or 3 foot deep hole full of wood chips and mushroom spawn. Okay, that was drinking my coffee wrong. Hold on. Whee! Alright, fun times. I'm gonna take a peek at the... Oh, good, the alpine strawberries are doing good. These are from Edible Acres, and we're starting to have a thicket forming of the Saskatoon here. So this is a bit of a spreading Saskatoon or serviceberry or whatever you want to call them. And that is primarily because it's this is at least 10 years old. I think I got this right here, this plant. I think I got it in 2007 or 2008. Oh, by the way, all those wood chips are taken out of the maple section of the pile, not the pine section, because I do want to spoil my wine caps. So, in interest of keeping this path open, what I'm thinking of doing is taking these two, boop, this and this, all the way down to the ground and using them as cuttings and seeing if they'll root, because the little bit of research I did said that they have a pretty good chance of rooting from very large branches, but won't from the smaller portions. So I'll probably cut them back real hard from the tops so that they're not wasting water into those tiny little bits of branches, and just see what they do. I need to cut them off anyway. Oh, and there's some extra fencing, come to think of it, that I freed up. Hey, rooster. That was a half crow. It was very quiet. That I freed up from taking the pear out. Do want to put a native persimmon here. I'm still kind of sad that only one of my Prunus besseyi native sand cherries took here. That's these reddish branches. 3 of them got eaten down. I thought they were supposed to have toxins against deer, and so I left the babies down the cliffside exposed. And that's when I learned that the cliffside garden is very prone to herbivore browse, like extreme herbivore browse. So, lost 3 out of 4 of them, and the magazines don't seem to still have them, and they need cross-pollination from a genetically diverse but similar, the same species, also known as one that sprouted from a different seed, in order to fruit. So I don't know if I'll ever get Prunus besseyi fruit, and I'm very sad about that. I am still keeping an eye out for where I can run into those again. So yeah, this is New Year's double eve. That's what today is. Today is New Year's double eve. So that's the weather is 40, 42, which is like 5 or 6 C. And oh, the sage is still pretty green. But most things are pretty dormant. Pretty darn dormant. And this sloppy mess I'm still working on too. I'm gonna have to pile a lot of compost in here, I think, in order to actually fill it. This is the top of the pear. It's so pretty. I kind of want to like trim it more and then make it into some sort of decoration, because that's such a neat espalier. But it was not working having the pear. Why do I always say the wrong thing? Having it over there wasn't working. So this is now like this. And come to think of it, I want to turn that water on again. Don't fall, coffee. See if we can get some more of this into. Hopefully there's not ice all through the hose. But there might be. It might be the last thing to thaw. This is I actually buried the hose. I didn't know if it would help or not. Seems like it's left it frozen longer, so I'm gonna bring it out. Interestingly, the wood chips are actually a little bit slick with the boxes underneath until they get their mycelium, and then they become like a mat, and they're very, very stable to walk on. So I did slip with like wood chips sliding on top of the box a couple times yesterday, and that was a bummer. Seems like that hose did not like being buried, and had it been hit by sun today, during the sunny part of the day, it may have actually thawed. Hard to say. Swoosh. So yeah, that's what's going on out here. Looking pretty good, I think. I'm pretty happy with most of it. good stuff. So I think those clouds there are probably the storm coming in. Honestly, it was supposed to be raining by now, but I am not taking the risk of being already sick and then getting caught in the rain on a bicycle. Like, no. I'll go Monday. It'll be okay. Or I'll feel better by Monday, and then we'll know this wasn't it. So I guess that's fine. I'll talk to them about it. We'll find out. Alright, well, the most recent seeds that I planted are American linden. And I put paper underneath so that I'd be able to expose the seeds in the spring easier than these two. And these are seeds that need a period of cold. I also just got seeds of Caucasian spinach. Don't know why I said spinach. Left my coffee over here too. I'll have to remember to go back and get that. Put some wood chips on top of this box because I fell on that one time too in the snow. The boxes are slippy. Is no nice. Oh, good news. Epsom salt helps melt snow, which is good because it's actually good for your garden as opposed to killing your garden. So that's something I'll start doing. All right, well, I guess that's it for now. I'll see if I end up deciding to do something. And if so, I'll let you know what I do. Hope you're having a good one. Take care. Bye.